All right, so I just left officially for the Appalachian Trail. I am now walking on the trail alone, and it's starting to sink in for sure. I said goodbye to my mom and my stepdad and my sister and her husband, and yeah, now I'm alone. There's a couple, I think their name were Dustin and Hannah. They were setting out too, right around when I was setting out, and they started walking the wrong way. So they were already getting lost. That was pretty funny. But they were really nice. They're from Tennessee. And yeah, that's it. Basically, we're all walking now. That's gonna be my job for the next 6 months, apparently. We'll see. I don't really know how long it's gonna take. Not gonna plan that far ahead. But you know, I can't really complain too much. Right now, it's beautiful out here. Weather's perfect. Trail's a little muddy, but who cares? Gotta embrace that, man. Emotions were kind of at high when my family was leaving. I've never been away from them for that long of a duration, and this is quite the task to, you know, do that. So I have hiked the Georgia section of this trail twice now, and every time I've hiked it, not just in Georgia, but every time I've been on this trail, I've been very aware of where I am, and for some reason I'm just completely oblivious to all of that. It seems like I have never been on this trail before, but it's just different. I keep finding myself not knowing what's ahead, not knowing that I'm about to hike up a stupid mountain like I think I am right now. So excuse the panting. You're getting a real dose of the AT if this is a mountain. Anyway, point is, it just feels different, you know? And I like that. And it's a little scary at the same time. Living in the moment. And this is a mountain. For sure. So I'm about to let you go. This is a quick update. Tripping over things. I'm gonna go. All right. See you guys. Sorry, I was farting. Anyway, I am in my tent right now, and it is pitched just beautifully. Not at all though. It's pitched horribly. Yeah, so if it gets humid tonight, that could be a problem, because if you look over here, the foot box is rubbing up against the shelter. Good morning, everybody. It is officially day 2 of my Appalachian Trail through. It's really peaceful out here right now. And it's moments like this where everything's calmed down and I can look around and take everything in by myself. Because I remember how lucky I am. Even after last night, I didn't get that much good sleep. I was just too worried about my tent walls sitting up against my sleeping bag and getting it wet. Luckily it didn't rain, and it wasn't too bad as far as humidity. My sleeping bag did get a little wet, but nothing that would damage it. Yesterday, I told myself I was going to go 8 to 10 miles, and then I pushed it a little over 13, which really isn't that bad. But, you know, I had a lot of adrenaline going, and emotions were high, and I was excited, and so I probably wasn't feeling everything that I normally would while hiking. And this morning, or really last night as I was hiking into camp, started to feel a slight burning in my lower shin. So it's kind of like a shin splint maybe, hoping it isn't. I'm hoping it'll just go away, but you know how that works. So I'm just gonna take it extra easy today. I am gonna go 10 miles because that'll put me right at the boundary for Neel Gap. And in between Neel Gap and Neel Gap, you have to have a bear canister to stay. And I don't have one of those, so I'm gonna stop right there, and then I'll have an easy 8.6, I really don't know, around 8 or 9 miles into Neel Gap on day 3. This is kind of a special moment for me because I just left Woody Gap, which means I have now entered into the Blood Mountain Wilderness. And if you know anything about me, you know that this is the first place that I ever set foot on the Appalachian Trail with a backpack. My backpack was roughly 50 pounds, probably more. And like every, newbie hiker, I was thinking, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? Even more so because our car was about a week's journey ahead. So I'd say probably somewhere about right up now, 10 minutes into this walk, I was actually like secretly thinking to myself, there's no way, like no possible way I'll be able to make it. And there was just a pit in my stomach due to all the fear of what was ahead of me. The rain, the hot days, whatever there was to come. Well, it turns out that it was not rain, it was the hot days. We were hiking approximately a month before the fires broke out in Georgia and North Carolina. So the trail was bone dry to the point where it was like a movie where, you go to a little quote unquote water source and there isn't even a trickle. It was scary. It was very scary. I'll never forget getting back home and just like not saying a word to my family, walking straight to the faucet and turning it on and just looking at them with pure amazement. And also like a tinge of anger because of how much people take running water for granted. Not just running water, clean running water for granted, because you still have to purify and filter that water. I had a Sawyer with me, but I broke the threads because I was tightening it too tight, so it was rendered useless, and I had to use my friend's like sanitizer stick. It's like this little light stick that you swirl around in an Nalgene, and then your water's clean from the harmful bacteria, but you're still drinking trail spice or all the grit and grime in the trail. And there was one water source, because remind you, we were desperate, that had a decent little trickle flow. Bad part about that was that you could see mice just prancing around inside this little rock cove because it was clearly where they lived. So yeah, probably drank some mice hair with that one. Through all of the hard trials and tribulations that hike put me through, even though it was only 5 or 6 days, like 65 miles, I don't remember exactly what it was. It was tough, really, really tough. But I just remember leaving and thinking, man, I'm so glad to be off the trail. And as I got closer and closer back to my house, I was also thinking, man, I really wish I was back on trail. Once you get a full belly, it's surprising what all you're capable of. That doesn't make much sense, but I'm gonna leave it because it's the truth, apparently. Last night I stayed at Lance Creek campsite area, I think. It's right before Neel Gap. So right now I'm on my way to Neel Gap, and my stepfather is coming to meet me he's bringing my duplex, my Z-Pax duplex. I've been sporting the Klexamid because I was trying to cut on weight, and I've had the duplex for a really long time, and I love that tent, and I know I can count on it, and I'm just not getting the pitch that I was able to get for some reason when I was back at home on my Klexamid out here. So I am going to carry 2 tents, I guess, for a couple of days, because I don't want to give up on the Klexamid yet, but there's some pretty big thunderstorms coming through, I think Thursday, and that could change, but I want to be prepared if that's the case. So until one of the next big road crossings, or maybe even till the NOC, I'll be carrying 2 tents because I'm stubborn and scared of getting all of my gear soaking wet. It's not fun sleeping in your tent at night when it starts to accumulate a puddle. So yeah, on my way up Blood, this is me checking in. It is another beautiful morning. I can't get over how lucky I am to be out here every morning with this weather like this. Perfect temperature, just a slight breeze, and beautiful sunrise. You can't ask for much more. Coming down Blood Mountain right now. As you can see, the trail is basically vertical, and I'm trying not to fall. But this is the marker, so I'm gonna follow it where it goes.